is about the bride of Christ? There are numerous references. And did you know that the relationship between Christ and His bride, the church, is often used as an example for us to follow in Christian marriage? Ephesians 5 says, "Be imitators of God, therefore, as dearly loved children, and live a life of love, just as Christ loved us and gave Himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God." Submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave Himself up for her. This is a profound mystery, but I'm talking about Christ and the church. However, each one of you must also love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. The Apostle Paul wrote that passage. He referred to the marriage relationship as a profound mystery when he said, "Each one of you must also love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband." Christina and Mark, let me give you a glimpse of what it will take to have a great marriage. In a moment, you will vow to love and honor one another, and living a life in a great marriage will hinge on those two important commitments: love and honor. First, live a life of love. One of the most beautiful expressions of love ever written is found in the Bible, in the book of Genesis. The Bible says that Jacob loved Rachel and served her father for 14 years to gain her hand in marriage. And the Bible says concerning those years, they seemed like only a few days to Jacob because of his love for Rachel. The biblical idea of love is not defined by emotion. Rather, it's clearly a choice. It's a willingness to choose what is best for our loved one. Christina and Mark, living a life of love will cost you. Just as it cost Jesus His life, so it will cost you yours. Christ loved us, gave Himself up for us as a fragrant offering to God. And our Christian marriage is our fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. Well, in addition to living a life of love, you must live a life of honor. Ephesians 5:21, from that same passage, if you remember, says, "Submit to one another out of reverence for Christ." You see the mystery? If we start with the idea of submission, it may seem impossible.